teachers, parents, youth, whoever's watching this. My name is Nils. I am the camp director at Camp Browning, and I'm excited to give you guys a little bit more information today. This video will hopefully be pretty quick, but hopefully will help you guys feel more comfortable about coming to camp, help you know what you need to know before you get here. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Awesome. Okay, well, welcome to Camp Browning 2023. We're just going to start off here with my email. Hopefully you can find this in a lot more places, but nilslarson@gmail.com. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or if you have any concerns. I really want to be here and accessible to help you create the best camp experience you can for your group. So do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or concerns or ideas, things that you want to throw at me. A little bit about me. I am a junior at Utah State University. I'm 23 years old. This is my second year as camp director at Camp Browning, and I absolutely love it. It's the best way to spend the summer. Here's some pictures of me. I was in this little pageant at USU, so here I am with all my friends. And then here's at camp. We had like a formal night where we all dressed up, but it was still camp, so it wasn't really that fancy. So that's how that turned out. But I am studying English education. I wanted to be a secondary education teacher. I'm passionate about hanging out with teenagers and helping them become better. And so camp is a perfect place for me. And here's camp. It's beautiful. We're excited to have you guys come this year. Really, I'm just so excited to create a camp experience for your group. It's going to be awesome. I want to start off here with a little mission statement, something I came up with last year as I was kind of thinking about what we're trying to do at camp. My goal is to work with you to create an unforgettable, positive experience for your youth who come to Camp Browning. We want to help youth face their fears and understand, one, that they are powerful and can do anything they want, and two, that there are people around them who care about them and support them. One of the nice things about Camp Browning is that we, as the staff, will take care of the fun side, and you get to take care of kind of the spiritual side and the learning side. But I just want you to know that this is my goal. This is why we do it as a staff, and we hope that you'll be able to get this out of your camp experience. We're going to start with going over a little bit of pre-camp preparation, a few things that you need to know. Number one here is the Leader's Guide. I'm going to hop out of here and show you how to access the Leader's Guide. This is the website right here. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see we're full, which is awesome. But you come down here to Downloads 2023 Youth Camps Guide. Right here, we'll give you all the information that you need. A lot of this stuff is going to be reviewed in this video, but if you want a typed out version, here you got it. We'll see if it will load up here on my computer. If you have any questions, this is the first place to look. So we have all kinds of information in here, my contact information, as well as this phone number, which is the camp phone number if there's an emergency during camp or somebody needs to call camp while you're here. We've got a lot of information about how to prepare and how it's going to work. So please go check that out. One thing that I will show here down at the bottom, if we can get here, here's our map of camp, here's our schedule, which we'll come back to. But a couple things that you should check before you come. One here is obtaining a certificate of insurance. Most of our groups are going to be LDS youth groups, and so we've detailed how to get this. You're going to need to get that taken care of, print it, and bring it to camp with you in order to have your group here. That's very important. Other things we do need is this medical form. You do not have to go see a doctor, but we need everyone who's in camp, even if they're a leader or if they're a youth, even if they're only there for one day, we need them to have this filled out. This will give us just some basic health information so that if there is an emergency, we can give this to the ambulance or wherever we go, the hospital, so that we know a little bit about this individual. Hopefully we don't have to use that. Last year we didn't have to call any ambulances. It was great, and we hope to do that again this year. So, but we need to have that done for emergencies just in case. The last thing in here is this swim check. This is for the aquatics area. We just ask that you take your group before you come to camp to a pool, and just test to see who can swim. We've got some basic outlines of what a swimmer is, or a beginner or a learner. We do need people to pass these requirements as swimmers. You can do that as a supervising adult. The idea though is just the way we know who can safely swim and who cannot, so that we don't let people who cannot safely swim out on the water alone. So please do that before you come to camp as well. We're going to switch back over here. Talked about most of these except payment and campsite assignments. For payment, half of your total balance is due by May 2nd, and then the other half is due 2 weeks before you arrive at camp. Please pay before you come to camp. I know that a lot of people will wait because they're not sure on numbers, and that's okay. But if you can figure out your solid numbers as soon as you can and get that all paid 2 weeks before you arrive at camp, that'll make things a lot more smooth when you arrive at camp, so that you don't have to pay while you're there. The other thing, campsite assignments. In probably May, I will be emailing each of you individually as leaders, whoever signed up, about your campsite assignments. These will be just telling you exactly where you'll be and how many tents you will have. We're not going to know that until May. I'm not going to make those assignments until then, so don't worry about asking about that, but just know that that'll come in May. Okay, now we're on to arrival and your time at camp. I've got this basic map here just showing from Ogden to Camp Browning how you're going to get here. If you just search Camp Browning BSA, Google will take you to the right place. You're coming up to Causey Reservoir, and then you're taking a dirt road around the end of the finger over here, and that'll be Camp Browning. When you arrive, you'll get there and you'll see Camp Kiesel. There's a big fort wall at the front of Camp Kiesel and a large parking lot right by our aquatics area. That is where you're going to park. Camp Browning is about a quarter mile up the hill to the left, but because there's not much space up there, we're not going to let you have your vehicles up there. If you bring a four-wheel drive vehicle, a truck, we'll let you take one vehicle up the hill to carry your stuff up, and then it'll need to come back down to park in the main parking lot. We'll be down there and guiding you as you get there, but just be prepared to place everything in one vehicle, one truck, take it up the hill, drop it off. You can do multiple loads if you need. If you do need to bring a trailer, we can make space for that. The road is a little bit rough, but if you have a good truck, you can get that up there, and that can also be a way to bring things up. If you'll let me know if you're doing that, though, that would be appreciated, especially if you're bringing a really large trailer. As we're going over things, we're going to have to cover, we have 3 different types of sessions. You're going to either arrive on a Monday or a Wednesday, and there will be a different schedule for those different sessions. We'll have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday session, and then we'll have a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday session, and also a shortened Wednesday, Thursday, Friday session. So just be aware that those will be a little bit different. If you're arriving on a Monday, you'll arrive at 8 a.m. Or around 8 a.m. And if you're arriving on a Wednesday, you'll arrive at 3 p.m. The Monday group will be leaving Wednesday morning. We'll clean up, and then you can get there at 3. So plan on that. Now we're going to go over the schedule. I'm going to pull back up the leader's guide for you so we can look at this. This is our schedule, and we'll start off by going through the Monday schedule, and then I'll show you how it's different for the Wednesday schedule. We're starting off, though, by checking in. I have it listed as 7:30 here. I had 8 on the last one. Arrive sometime around 7:30 or 8. that'll be check-in. I will be sitting at the pavilion, which will be up the hill. My staff will be down the hill helping you guys come up and get everything figured out. But I will be up there at camp. You come to the pavilion, you'll check in, you'll need to bring me your insurance and your medical forms, and I will help you know where you're going to be, get you any information that you need. At 9 o'clock, we'll have the orientation meeting. We want all participants to be there for that. Excuse me. We want all participants to be there for that orientation meeting. That'll be at 9 a.m. on Monday. And so you'll have everyone come to the pavilion. We'll give them a little bit of information. Some of this will be repeated from this meeting, but we'll just try to get everybody set up for that. Then you'll have some time to set up camp, get situated. At 10:30, though, we're starting off with rotations, and we'll get things going immediately. Rotations will be sent to you when I give you your campsite schedule. But basically, you'll rotate through. We have 5 different rotations, and then there will be 1 break. And during your break, you can just do whatever you want. I'll go over what those activities are and show you some pictures here in just a second. But just know we'll have rotation 1, then we'll have lunch at 12:15, then we'll have rotation 2, 3, and 4, and then dinner and flag ceremony at 6:30. Each of these rotations are an hour and a half. Lunch right here will be an hour and 15 minutes. Our dinner, starting at 6:30 and flag ceremony, we'll always meet at the flagpoles where we'll sing a song, say a prayer, give you some announcements. We try to make that super fun. It's one of my favorite parts of camp. And then we'll send you in to eat. You'll be eating on the deck outside of our dining hall, but all of our meals are provided for everyone. So that is part of your camp fee is for the food. At 8 o'clock that first night, we'll have a campfire program. This is one of the highlights of camp, I think. We put on a funny show for you as a staff. We have a lot of fun with it. A lot of people really enjoy it. It's a really good way for us to let you get to know us. And we think it's really fun. So we hope that you'll make time to come to that at 8 o'clock. And then at 9, it's your time to hang out as a group. At 10:30, we do ask that you quiet down, though, because there are definitely people, including us, who want to go to sleep to be ready for the next morning. Tuesday, we'll start off with an early morning activity called the polar plunge. This is an optional activity. Super fun, though. The polar plunge, you go jump in the creek. It's super cold. You do it at 6:30 in the morning. It's honestly another one of my favorite parts of camp. Super fun, but it's an optional activity for anyone who wants to wake up early and do that. At 7:30, we'll wake up. We'll have another flag ceremony and breakfast, and then we'll do 2 rotations that morning. Lunch. Open program time is a time where we'll have our different areas open, and you can go do an activity again. If you missed out on climbing, or if you want to go try to beat your time, or want to go try an activity again, like aquatics or archery, they'll be open during this open program time. At 6:30, we'll have dinner, and then this whole evening is open for you. Often people will want to do a devotional or fireside or something. That is all you. You can take this time to do that. Wednesday, we'll have another early morning activity, the sunrise hike, another super fun one. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get up to the top, but it's a super cool view of the reservoir and of the sunrise. So you can wake up at 6:30, and that's another optional activity. We'll have breakfast, and then basically you're just cleaning up and checking out. We'll have some games and stuff if you want to hang out a little bit longer and say hi. We'll play some games with you, but mostly you'll be cleaning up and getting out of camp. Our 4-day schedule is very similar, except we have a few more rotations, which means that you'll just have a few more breaks. So if you're on a 4-day schedule, if you want to plan something for those breaks, it's fine. Often, though, youth will just want to take a rest, take a nap, something. So just be ready for that. This orientation meeting is going to be at 4 o'clock, so be aware of that. And then also added on this, since we have an additional night, we'll do a camp game night on Thursday night. That is optional. If you want to come, we'll try to make it fun. It'll be great. Or you can do another devotional of some sort if you want to plan that for yourself. But yeah, so that's what the 4 days will schedule will look like. If you're on a Wednesday 3-day schedule, it'll basically look like this, except cut off at this lunch. And instead of having extra rotations, we'll just have open program time right here. So that is how that will look. We're going to switch back to the PowerPoint here. I just want to go through some pictures and show you what our rotations are like. Orientation, again, you're meeting at this pavilion Monday at 9 a.m. or Wednesday at 4 p.m., whichever session you're in, and we'll try to make that meeting fun for everyone. Here are our rotations: high cope, low cope, climbing, archery, aquatics, and then breaks, of course. High cope is our high ropes course. They'll be tied in and climbing up on this ropes course. Super fun, a lot of different challenges. Yeah, one of my favorite rotations. I'm going to say that about all of these, but we love the cope staff. They're excited to teach you about how to do this safely, and it's super fun. Here are a couple more things at the cope course. Our low cope is right next to high cope, and this is a teamwork building challenge area. We'll have a lot of different games. It's super fun and a great way for your group to learn how to work together and learn some teamwork skills. This one shown right here is the trust fall, where they fall off of this and everyone catches them. Our staff will be making sure that everyone stays safe during this, but low cope, you're not going to be harnessed in. There'll be stuff down on the ground. Another super fun rotation though. Climbing and rappelling, this is awesome because our camp has a natural rock wall. Very few camps that have a wall like this, so it's one of the things that makes us special. It's about 70 feet high, and we'll do climbing and rappelling. Our staff will be trained and make sure that you stay safe, and that we teach you guys how to do everything. But here's kind of what it looks like. Here's somebody rappelling. Here's some of our happy staff. And it's a super, super great opportunity. I was the climbing director for a year, a couple of years ago, and I loved it. You're going to love this area. It's a great place for kids to face their fears and try something totally new. Lastly, we have aquatics. Actually, not lastly, second to last, aquatics. This is the beautiful reservoir. We have canoes and paddle boards. We'll mostly stay in this pond right here that's kind of cut off so that you can have your own private area. But there also will be opportunities to go out onto the main reservoir if you would like. But we'll mostly stay here. Canoes, paddle boards, super fun. This is a great place to cool off on a hot day, as it will get quite hot. And then lastly, for real this time, we have archery and tomahawk throwing. This is our archery range. This is another one where kids can try something totally never, or a lot of kids have done this, but they really enjoy working on their archery skills and throwing tomahawks. So this is another fun one. And then here's a few pictures from our campfire show. We like to be really silly, like to make it really fun. We hope that you'll come and enjoy it. We have a lot of great fun with it though. Here are a few more pictures. And then here's our polar plunge. Right here in this area, this waterfall is where it's going to be. It's another super fun one. I absolutely love the polar plunge. It's super cold. And then here's the sunrise hike from the top. Here's on a cloudy or misty day, but most days it'll be a little bit nicer and you'll have some sunrise, and it's quite pretty. But here's the view from the top. Lastly, we'll have a few frequently asked questions. One, is there phone service at camp? No, there's not. We are right in the middle of a little valley that just blocks out all phone service. Occasionally, Verizon can get something, but it's very rare. You can also sometimes climb to the top of the sunrise hike and get a couple bars. If you need to call though, we do have a landline phone at camp that you are welcome to use if needed. We'll also use this for emergencies. That phone number is in the leader's guide. So if someone needs to get a hold of you at camp, that's a good number to write down and give to people so that they can call you while you're at camp. Second, what kind of wildlife is at camp? The three main things that we have are moose, rattlesnakes, and squirrels/mice. The moose have not really been a problem, but we do see them and we warn everyone to stay away from them because they are dangerous. Rattlesnakes are quite common, and so that's something we need to be really careful about. We haven't had anyone bit in a long time, but we want to make sure that you're aware that there are rattlesnakes. If you see one, let us know. We'll get rid of it. And then honestly, the biggest problem is the squirrels and mice. They will get into your tent, they'll get into your food. And so make sure that you bring food that's in containers that can be sealed. Yeah, a lot of people will bring bags of Doritos or things like that, and the squirrels and mice will get into those. So just be aware that they are there. They're relentless. They'll come after your snacks if you have them. What are the tents like? Our tents are quite big. They're about canvas on wooden platforms. They're not cots or anything provided, so make sure that you bring a pad or a cot. But they're pretty nice. They can fit 3 to 5 people is what we say. 5 is going to be smaller youth, but we'll try to make sure that you can fit all of your group into your tents. Man, sorry, my voice is struggling. 4th, will it be all boys or all girls when my group comes to camp? This is something that we just want you to know. We don't control the signups or control like this week is all boys or this week is all girls. So there might be an all boys group at camp at the same time as you. There might be a youth conference group at the same time as you. So just be aware that there will probably be boys and girls at camp during those sessions. And then last, is there a large space where my group can do a devotional / fireside? Yes, we have these campfire bowls, the pavilion, the deck, places where you can do those devotionals and firesides. Please just talk to me when you get to camp, when you're checking in, and we can reserve you a spot. We're not going to do that before camp starts, but when you get there for your actual camp, talk to me, and we'll make sure that we kind of reserve that spot for you so that you can use it during that devotional time. Yeah, with that though, here is my email one more time. Feel free to reach out. I really do, like, I'm passionate about camp. I really want to make it great for you. And so please reach out if you have questions or if there's a way that we can cater to your group specifically. We're going to work really hard to make it a great experience, and we're excited to work with you as leaders, as we know that you want to make it a great experience for you youth as well. So thank you for listening to my presentation. I'm excited to see you this summer and get to know you a little bit better. Feel free to reach out if you have questions. Thank you.